Good Saturday morning, folks. I'm NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear. It's the eve of Valentine's Day, and another winter storm is currently bearing down on the island. Not quite here yet, but it certainly is coming. Notice my red hat with the heart on it in honor of Valentine's Day and the Canadian Heart and Stroke Foundation. So let's jump right into the forecast, show you a bit about what's going on now, what we can expect for the rest of the day, tonight, and tomorrow. Radar imagery showing that we do have that snow, but it looks like for the most part it's still off the coast of Nova Scotia, hasn't quite reached the island yet. And as I set the radar into motion, we can see it is moving toward the northeast, but the significant snow is still offshore. It looks like we're still a few hours away from this thing really getting going. Winter storm warnings in place for about the eastern third or eastern half of the island, however you want to kind of slice it up. Avalon Peninsula, Burin Peninsula, Bonavista Peninsula, Connaigre region, Clarenville, Terra Nova, Gander, and Bonavista North. These are the areas under the gun for winter weather today into tonight, and it looks like it's going to be rather nasty, especially this afternoon and this evening for a lot of areas of eastern and now almost getting back into central Newfoundland. Futurecast will take us through the rest of the day, hour by hour. By 2 o'clock, we are seeing the snow just getting started. Notice the wind lines are on here as well. Stronger winds by 2 o'clock, still almost offshore, but as the low gets closer, those winds really begin to ramp up this evening. Looks like gusts 60, 80 kilometers per hour as the snow is falling, so almost blizzard-like conditions, certainly a good bet. I think this is going to be a bit nastier than it was even potentially going back to the beginning of last week. So we'll see how this all shakes out, but it looks like by 5 o'clock, still lots of heavy snow across the eastern part of the island, getting back towards central, although lighter once past Gander. As we go into this evening, it looks like the snow is still flying rather heavily for areas like Terra Nova, Bonavista Peninsula, almost out towards Gander, Bonavista North. But it looks like the heavy snow still falling on the Bay de Verde part of the Avalon Peninsula in the metro. It looks like we still could be seeing snow by 8 o'clock this evening, but it may be mixing with freezing rain then, as that freezing rain line looks like it is going to creep up the southern shore almost into the metro this evening as temperatures get close to going above freezing. Will ultimately depend on where the low tracks. Farther east, that mix line may stay offshore. Farther west, that mix line is obviously going to come a little farther to the west. By 10 o'clock this evening, winds still ramping up for a lot of areas, although they will go almost calm for a time on the Avalon as the low goes by. So that may be your window to actually get out and clean up, because after 8, 9 o'clock, the snow's pretty much done with in the metro. Central, northeastern Newfoundland, though, still seeing the snow through midnight, and it looks like that will begin to taper off to flurries by 4 a.m. And notice more widespread flurries in the northeasterly winds south of the island onto the Burin and parts of the Avalon Peninsula as well. So we could get another round of light snow overnight. Jumping ahead into 5, 6, 7 o'clock now, it looks like the majority of the snow is now done with, just some lingering flurries. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And as we go into the afternoon tomorrow, the snow will basically wind down and the colder air will rapidly come in behind the low, so temperatures will fall rather quickly as we head through Sunday for eastern areas of the island, close to minus 10, it looks like, by tomorrow evening. How much snow are we talking about? It looks like a solid 15 to 20 centimeters for most of the Burin Peninsula, the Bonavista Peninsula, into the Terra Nova area, and onto the Avalon. The model is pointing at a few localized areas seeing up to 20 or 30 centimeters. That's certainly a possibility, but I think more than likely 15 to 25 centimeters is a good bet for a lot of us. As we get farther back to the west, amounts begin to drop off. The model forecasting 5 to 10 centimeters in Gander, and this is the RGEM model, but the snow out that way more than likely will be fluffy, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see amounts out towards Gander closer to 10 or 15 or 20 centimeters because it's going to be so fluffy. That's kind of the nature of the beast. On the Avalon, it looks like the snow is going to be a bit more in the way of heavy and slushy, especially as the afternoon goes on, as temperatures aloft warm up. Along the west coast, west of Grand Falls, Windsor, not expecting much snow this go around, a couple of centimeters. That will about do it. Into Labrador. Don't want to forget about the big land. Cold right now. Minus 31 in Labrador City, minus 30 in Churchill Falls, minus 24 in Happy Valley Goose Bay. Wind chills, minus 40 Churchill Falls, minus 43 Labrador City right now. And because of that, Environment Canada does have an extreme cold warning in place for the Churchill Valley, Churchill Falls, Labrador City, and Wabush, as wind chills this morning are into the minus 40 to minus 50 degree range, which is brutal. So I hope this gives you a better idea as to what we can expect the rest of the day as we head into this afternoon, this evening. Have a great day, stay safe, and I suggest if you have some plans or errands to run, get them done this morning. Be home by about 2, 3 o'clock, maybe earlier, because that's when the snow is really going to get nasty across eastern and northeastern Newfoundland. Have a great day and stay safe.